Meta just dropped a ton of new AI updates. In this video, we're going to be breaking down what you need to know about the new updates from Meta. Hit like, hit subscribe, and let's go. So this is brand spanking new, fresh off the press, and it's unbelievable. The top takeaways here are 20 new ways that generative AI is going to impact your experience across Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp. It's all in-house Meta AI, really, really crazy. And in the coming weeks, they're going to be rolling out invisible watermarking. We're going to talk about that at the end. This is really, really important to what AI is going to look like in the future. So stick around to the end. That you do not want to miss. That's the last huge, huge update. So let's look at what they are doing with Llama, with Emu, with all their stuff. The evolution of Meta AI. Meta AI is our virtual assistant you can access to answer questions, generate photorealistic images, and more. We're making it more helpful with more detailed responses on mobile and more accurate summaries of search results. We've even made it so you're likely to get a handful of response to a wider range of requests. To interact with Meta AI, start at New Message and select Create an AI Chat. So basically what that is, it's kind of like a chat GPT that's incorporated into Meta's program, which I think you're going to start to see this happening all across the board. If there's a really cool app that you like using AI, it's a very good chance that other people like it too. And big companies like Meta, like Google, like ChatGPT will start to incorporate that. They also have some functionality with their Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses where you can just say, hey, Meta, and it will open up. That's, I think, a pretty cool thing too. All right, let's keep going down here because this next feature is super cool. Create and riff on images with friends. One of Meta AI's most commonly used features across our messaging apps is Imagine, our text-to-image generation capability that lets you create and share images on the fly. We're always looking for ways to improve it, blah, 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 blah. And what they're doing here is they're going to allow you to actually collaborate on AI images with your friends, with your business associates. And you can see here that in this example, it says, hey, Meta/AI, imagine a hippopotamus. And then the next person comes in, imagine the hippopotamus is wearing a hat. And the next person comes in and says, imagine this hippopotamus wearing a hat eating spaghetti. So you're actually going to be able to collaborate with your friends and probably create some pretty sick memes, some pretty sick viral images for the internet. I think this is a really cool idea and not something that I have seen just yet. We've seen text imagery take off with programs like Midjourney, like Ideogram, and it ain't going anywhere. This is the future of graphic design. But what I do think is really cool is having this functionality where you can create a group chat with you and your friends, your homies, your colleagues, and create some really sick viral images. Okay, what next? Discover new experiences with Reels in Meta AI, because sometimes it's not enough to simply read about something. You want to see it or experience it through more than just text. Reels let you do just that. They're a great way to discover new content, connect with creators, and find inspiration. And now they're rolling out Reels and Meta AI chats too. Say you're planning a trip to Tokyo with friends in your group chat, you can simply ask Meta AI to recommend the best places to visit and share Reels of the top sites to help you decide which attractions are a must-see. So I think what we're looking at here is kind of like a Google search for Reels. So if you go into your Meta AI chat and you say, where are the best food places in Miami, for example, it'll come up and say, here are the best food places in Miami. If you say, who's the best football team of all time, it's going to show you a bunch of reels of the Miami Dolphins. See what I did there? You see what I did there? If it asks you, if you go in and ask, what are the best podcasts on the internet, it'll show you the After Hours Entrepreneur, my personal podcast, and so on and so forth. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic here, but basically it's going to be kind of like a search engine for Reels, which I think is a pretty cool idea. I don't know how game-changing this is, but it's a cool idea. Okay, next, enhancing your experience on Facebook. We're also continuing to innovate on Facebook to help people with everyday experiences, making expression and discovery easier than ever before. With Meta AI under the hood, we're exploring ways for you to use AI to help you create the perfect birthday greeting to share with your bestie, edit your own feed post, draft a clever introduction for your Facebook dating profile, or even set up a new group. So this is kind of like autocomplete on steroids. So for example, if you're typing something into Google or into other platforms like an email with Gmail, it's just going to autocomplete because it kind of knows what you're trying to say already. And that's kind of what we're getting here, which to me is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know about you, but it is so exhausting communicating with people on social media. You have to type, your little fingers are typing those little buttons and they get tired. Well, now, as you can see in this example from Meta, it's going to give you a bunch of selections. So instead of just going to your friend's post and saying, happy birthday, it'll be more robust. Like, happy birthday, you're so amazing, I love what you're doing. And where I think this is going to inevitably go, which to me as a business person, as someone who's in sales and lead gen, this is pretty cool. It's pretty exciting if you're going to be the first adopter to be using and mastering these tools. Because what it's going to do, what Facebook is great at, is data collection. That's the competitive advantage that Meta has, is data collection. They know all about you before you know about you. Heck, it knows when you have colon cancer. It knows when you take a crap before you even do. It knows you're going to take a poop at what time. It's pretty freaking remarkable. Anyway, I don't want to go off the rails here, but what Meta has is lots of data and lots of information. And what it's going to be able to do is create really customized messages, because when I'm sending you a happy birthday message, it's not going to be some generic happy birthday, love you, stay well. It's going to know all the posts, all the places that you visited, because everything is tagged and meta tagged. It's going to know where you went to school, who you're married to. It's going to know any big events that had happened over the previous year. So it's going to make it very easy for you to send customizable messages to your friends, which, again, at first is going to be really sick. You're going to really stand out. But as the masses start to adopt this, is it going to make social media engagement more diluted? I don't know. We're going to have to see. But I think this is a really cool thing that's happening. And again, especially for people that's in sales, relationships are everything. If you're first to adapt tools like this, you're going to be able to really stand out. Next, we're also testing ways to easily create and share AI-generated images on Facebook, like using Meta AI to convert images from landscape to portrait orientation so you can share them more easily to stories. And one of the reasons I think this is cool is instead of having to go out and generate something on Midjourney or in ChatGPT, instead of generating your images there and then bringing them in and then trying to format them and it doesn't fit, you're just going to be able to do all of that within the Facebook ecosystem, which is going to make AI image generation much more accessible, but it's going to just be easier to use, which again, graphic designers, does this worry you? Does this worry you if you're a graphic designer? I'm not going to need to hire a graphic designer now because I can just use AI to create these sick, nasty, amazing, dope images. And please believe this is coming for every single industry, from photography to graphic design to video to text. AI is going to just disrupt so many industries. This is just crazy. If you want to keep up with this stuff, by the way, I implore you. It's happening all the time. It's going to impact millions and millions, hundreds of millions of jobs. I would really encourage you to sign up for the AIupdate.ai newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter to stay in the loop. That's AIupdate.ai. One more time for people in the back of the room, put down your phone, AIupdate.ai. You can stay up to date with my newsletter. I'm going to keep you updated on the best tools and tactics. They're also testing using Meta AI to surface relevant information in groups, so you don't miss out on the conversation that matters most. Did you ever get that problem? This is one of the problems I have with WhatsApp. I get notified all the time. People keep adding me to their WhatsApp groups, and I got to keep up with 100 posts. So having a way of summarizing that important stuff for me is probably going to save a lot of time. They go on to say here on Marketplace, we're testing using Meta AI to help people learn more about the products they're considering buying and easily find related or alternative items. And we're testing using Meta AI to improve our search capabilities for friends, pages, groups, and marketplace listings. Nothing too revolutionary there. You already see that being used on Amazon to suggest products, and you might also like this type of thing. Okay, helping creators respond to their fans. We want to give creators generative AI tools to help them work more efficiently and connect with more with their community. Building off our recent updates on Instagram, we're starting to test suggested replies in DMs to help creators engage with their audiences faster and more easily. When creators in the test open a message in their DMs, Meta AI will work in the background to draft relevant replies for consideration based on their tone and content. I love this. I love this so much because as a creator who is very active on multiple platforms, responding to messages is completely exhausting. So using a tool like this to respond back to people in a customized manner is really important because, again, Instagram, Meta, Facebook, it knows all about you. It has all of your data. So it's going to help me to create customized messages at scale much more quickly, which, again, to me is one of the most exciting things that you should be paying attention to over the next quarter, Q1 of 2024 and beyond, is customized messaging at scale. The ability to send custom messages to people at scale. Very, very powerful. Let's go on. Experience Imagine with Meta AI. We've enjoyed hearing from people about how they're using Imagine, Meta AI's text-to-image generation feature, to make fun and creative content in chats. Today, we're expanding access to Imagine outside of chats, making it available in the US to start at imagine.meta.com. This standalone experience for creative hobbyists lets you create images with technology from Emu, our image foundation model. Again, this is nothing really revolutionary except for the fact that you're not going to have to go out and use these text-to-image generation tools on their platforms. You're going to be able to do it all within the Meta ecosystem, which, again, is just going to make it much easier for you, and it's going to make it much more accessible to the masses. Like how it's challenging for you to convince someone or explain to someone, hey, just go to Midjourney and join the Discord and then type /imagine, blah, 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 blah. You're going to be able to do it all within Meta's ecosystem, which is, frankly, is going to be a game changer. Next, chatting with our AIs. Meta AI isn't the only AI we're evolving. We're also improving our other AI-based tools based on your feedback. Search is coming to more of our AIs. Two of our sports-related AIs, Brew and Perry, which we talked about in another video. I'll put a link up here to that video about what we're talking about here with these AI chats and influencers. But AIs, Brew and Perry, have been serving up responses powered by Bing since day one. And now we're rolling this out to their other AI chats. In addition, we're experimenting with a new feature for select AIs to add long-term memory. So they'll basically be able to remember the conversations that you've had with them. Our goal is to bring the potential for deeper connections and extend conversational capabilities to your chats with AIs. So I have another video I'm going to share here, which is all about AI influencers. If you're not familiar with what AI influencers are, they are going to completely change the way that humans interact with each other, because you're going to be able to develop these relationships. You hear these words, deeper connections. I have a prediction. Within 5 years, half of high schoolers are going to be dating AI chatbots. Full stop. Half of high schoolers are going to be dating AI chatbots. Because these tools are going to be so powerful, and they're going to be so ingrained into your head. Your phone already goes everywhere with you. These AI chatbots are going to know you. They're going to be able to tell you exactly what you want to hear at all times, anytime, and people are going to be addicted to it. And while I think this is cool, I think it's also scary at the same time. I don't want to create a deep, ingrained relationship with a chatbot. I just don't. I think it's an awesome tool, but, you know, I don't want to be dating a chatbot. But I think that a lot of people will. And you're actually already seeing that with companies like Replica. Okay, this next thing here I think is really important as well, which is invisible watermarking. Invisible watermarking. We're committed to building responsibly with safety in mind across our products, and know how important transparency is when it comes to the content AI generates. Totally agree there. AI image generation can be very, very scary, deep fakes, etc. We need to know what's AI generated. I think this is a really, really important topic. So I'm glad Facebook is tackling this, which quite frankly means that the federal government doesn't need to come in and regulate it, because I don't think regulation is going to be good for the United States, for America, or for the world, quite frankly. Like, leave the government out of it. Let us develop these tools, but we need to build responsibly, as Meta says. Do they mean it? I don't know. We'll see. But here's their solution. Many images created with our tools indicate the use of AI to reduce the chances of people mistaking them for human-generated content. Let me repeat that one more time. Many images created with our tools indicate the use of AI to reduce the chances of people mistaking them for human-generated content. Basically, it's going to tell you what's AI-generated and what's human-generated. Very, very important distinction. In the coming weeks, we'll add invisible watermarking to the Imagine with Meta AI experience for increased transparency and traceability. The invisible watermark is applied with a deep learning model. While it's imperceptible to the human eye, the invisible watermark can be detected with a corresponding model. It's resilient to common image manipulations like cropping, color changes, and screenshots and more. We aim to bring invisible watermarking to many of our products with AI-generated images in the future. So again, I already said my piece. This is important. We need to know what's AI generated and what's human generated. I think that's an important distinction. We are also continuing to invest in red teaming, which has been part of our culture for years. As part of that work, we pressure test our generative AI research and features to use large language models with prompts we expect could generate risky outputs. Recently, we introduced multi-round automatic red teaming, aka MART, a framework for improving large language model safety that trains an adversarial and target LLM through automatic iterative adversarial red teaming. We're working on incorporating the MART framework into our AI to continuously red teaming and improve safety. So basically, AI can do some pretty wonky stuff. So they're watching it, they're keeping control of it, keeping an eye on it. I hope this doesn't go like big into the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, because that leads, if you take that too far, it leads to some like really ridiculous ideas, which I don't think are healthy for society. You're beautiful, however you look, wherever you grew up, whatever your skin color, race, culture, you're a beautiful human being. I don't think that we need to go far into like forcing the inclusion. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's a story for another day. Regardless, I think that making sure that the responses we get out of these AI are appropriate and respectful of every single individual, you beautiful human being, you. Finally, we continue to listen to people's feedback based on their experiences with AI. So what do you think? Is this a game changer for the world? Is this a game changer for Meta? I happen to think so. And as they start to roll out more virtual reality features, as they roll out more programs like Threads and Messenger and WhatsApp, AI is going to be a game changer, especially for businesses that are plugged in. Listen, if you like the video, smash subscribe, hit the like button, and sign up for the newsletter at the AIupdate.ai, AIupdate.ai. Get in the news, stay in the know, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.